Now, most self-employed people who show no money on their taxes actually do make a lot of money. And that's very common. And that's very common thought is, well, but I really make this. I understand that. But remember when I said the government owns government-sponsored enterprise. So we have all the loan programs that we use, right? Including a lot of bank owned. They need your tax returns. The government allows you to take all of these deductions to the point where you don't have to pay them any taxes or very little taxes, which is great. The fact that they're going to allow you to not pay any taxes and then turn around and use some other income to buy a house of greater means without paying them taxes. I'm going to say that again. If you think the government's going to allow you to write everything off to not pay any income taxes, federally or state, and then turn around and use all the income you made to buy a house without paying taxes, I'm sorry, but you're sadly mistaken. These things are all in conjunction together. It's no different than the underwriters who, again, are underwriting to Fannie and Freddie, FHA, VA, USDA. They're underwriting under the government's guides, regulations. And when a bank statement comes in with a large deposit, we have to source that. Why? Because the underwriters and the loan servicers are looking out for money laundering. They want to make sure all the money is clean money, all the money is legit money being used to put down on houses. Taxes are no different. So they're going to allow you to take all these write-offs. But if you take them all and you don't pay any taxes, guess how much money you're going to show? Let's just say you wrote your taxes down to zero and you don't have to pay any income taxes because it looks like you made zero income. If you made zero income on it and you bring me your taxes, guess how much I'm going to be able to add back? Maybe a little if there's some depreciation, if there's some rental income, there's a few things. But is that going to be enough for you to afford a home? If I can add back maybe $10,000 to $12,000 a year, on average $1,000 a month? Probably not. So what do we want to do? Well, we want 2 years of tax returns. We want 2 years of 1099s. We want 2 years of consistency when it comes to being self-employed, so that we can take an average of those years. Most self-employed businesses in their first year or two take a lot of losses because they're building up. They need a lot of equipment. They need a lot of startup money. They need a lot of capital to put into their business where they truly are maybe making no money or very little. They go into it knowing the first couple of years they're not going to make much. They're going into it for the greater good to know that 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, they're going to be making a lot of money. So they're willing to do this for that first couple years. Might be difficult. So if you don't show anything for the first 2 years, that's tough. Maybe in the third or the fourth year, you start to show a lot of income. But the 2 years of tax returns, 1 year you show a loss, 1 year you show a gain. If I average those, obviously I'm not going to be able to use all the income on the year that you made a gain. I'm going to have to average it with either a loss or very little. 24-month average, let's say you made $12,000 in those 2 years on taxes over a 24-month average. Catch my drift? Not a lot of money per month.